What's your name, bro? What do you do?
My name is Skip Sanchez, and I'm just a custom culture artist.
How long you been doing this?
Automotive, I've been doing it for about 20 years.
What was your inspiration, man, to kind of get into this, dude?
You know what, growing up, I was always painting and drawing. I gravitated to different mediums. But growing up as a kid with my uncles and cars, so I was around it. It was just, I guess, a natural, thing to get into.
Did you grow up here in California? Or?
Yes, I grew up in the Bay Area. Kind of moved around a lot. Northern and Southern California, from, hot rodding to low riding. So I got a little taste of different cultures. That inspired me a lot. Did a lot of graffiti, got into, into airbrushing back in '87. Just taking whatever I could and just trying it,
Yeah.
And that's what I loved. I loved just creating. The fact that you can paint on a car, it's the same way as painting on a train or on a wall. It's like another canvas.
When you started off, what was your style? Like, what was your thing? I know you had the graffiti, so you were most probably tagging trains and bombing walls and stuff like that. But how did you kind of move into the automotive one?
I kind of got in trouble with the graffiti world. Sometimes you're gonna get in trouble. I just had to jump to something else, and I started tattooing, but I got back into airbrushing probably like in '96, around there. And so just loving cars and seeing stuff on cars, and one of my neighbors was always, he collected a lot of custom cars, and he was always telling me to paint stuff on his cars. And at the time I was like, man, kind of nervous because it's somebody's car, you don't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
So, but he always inspired me, always, come on, do something on my car. And so it was, I think, people coming in my life and just inspiring me to, like, yeah, you should try this, you should do that. And I mean, I think that's what kind of started getting me into it. And then just connecting with people in the custom world of automotive, that, especially when I met K-Daddy, and he taught me a lot, and it inspired me to just, really to create some stuff.
So, you had inspiration from obviously your family and all that. What's your personal favorite genre of cars? Is it lowriders? Is it customs? Is it hot rods?
A little bit of everything. I like them all. Anything you can paint on, man. It's like, it's always inspiring, because you look at the shape of, especially like older rides, man. Whether it's a lowrider or a custom, you look at the shape, the body lines. If it's a bike, you start to imagine, just what you can do with it.
I see some of the just to focus on the pinstriping, not the airbrushing part, because I'm gonna get into the airbrushing. But some of the characters that you get down with, it's like they have a story. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at the piece that you have here in the hood, the dash, and all this. It's like, I don't even know. Did you use a sword? Are you using like a little Tidwell?
I use like a sword for certain things, but I also use, signature brushes, like I think it's Alan Johnson's. I like his stuff.
Oh yeah, the swirlies.
Yeah, or even the smaller stuff that you could do detail stuff with. I think as an artist, you start to see what tools you like, what brushes you like. So you go in there and just try to use and try out different brushes. And then the ones you like, man, you stick to them. And but I'm always willing to try new brushes and any new tool. The fun part is trying a new tool to see what it could do, for your arsenal.
What did you get into first, the airbrushing, or did you get into the pinstriping first?
I got into airbrushing first, and then the pinstriping came later. When you first, I've always seen it, but I always wonder how it's done.
Yeah.
So once especially working with K-Daddy, I started to get more into it, and just trying it out.
I wasn't sure if you had like someone that you apprenticed or someone.
No, I mean, it's always good to go under somebody's wing, because you learn a lot of stuff, a lot of tricks of the trade. But a lot of stuff I've done is like self-taught. Those old timers, man, they didn't give up a lot of information. And so even growing up when I was a kid, when I would ask questions, they wouldn't tell me. So I always just said, man, you know what? I'm going to seek out, that information, but I'm never going to like hold it back from nobody. And that's what, even with working with K-Daddy, I learned a lot just working here and painting here. And same thing, man, he was always down to, anything he knew, he would show me and stuff. And it's always good when you make acquaintances and you learn from each other.
Skip, tell me about this one. Tell me about the Plymouth, K Daddy's Plymouth here, man.
It's a Pontiac. It's a Bonneville. K Daddy, came with an idea. He wanted all violet and lavender colors, and he wanted something with the Day of the Deal de los Muertos theme. So, the cool thing about K Daddy, he always lets me run with stuff. We kind of know each other's. We have like the same kind of, creative minds. So that's when I started just, thinking about ideas and pay especially on the dash, I wanted to pay a homage to all those that came before us in the custom culture world. That's the reason why we pinstripe and we paint, like Von Dutch and Ed Roth and Watson and many others that that are not here anymore. So I wanted to do like the dash, like a Day of the Dead theme, and so that's where I went with, and then trying to keep it with the colors that he wanted. And I like to tell us, like you said, tell a story. I just don't paint just to paint. I put my soul in it.
Yeah, of course.
And when you do, you see that. This ride, man, I really poured everything I had into it, because it was special, because it's one of K Daddy's rides, and I just I want to represent too. And so I really just I made sure everything was clean and done right. Everything I do, man, I just don't do it just to do it. Some of my soul is part on this ride.
I'm dying to know. Talk to me about, you got the airbrushing on this, but you also did some airbrushing at Kyle's house. I mean, you did artwork on the pool. You have a whole room that's dedicated to you. So, like, what's the story with that, dude?
I mean, you've been to his house, so it's like an art gallery.
It is.
And so, like, he's always just like, let me run with stuff. He's like, hey, I want something here. Do whatever you want. And so I just go with it.
How long did it take you to do that one mural on the pool?
And the pool, I mean, it took probably a day or two, probably about 2 days.
And my question was, were you wearing your swim trunks and were you in the water?
That would have been cool though.
How about on this one? How long did it take you to work on this?
You know what? This one, man, it took a couple weeks because I was doing it at night. And like I say, there's a lot of detail in it. So, I mean, it's just hours, And I don't like to cut corners. So it's like, he knows how I work, especially when it's like detailed stuff. Like, I don't like to, I like to take my time. Just getting it right.
So you do tattoos, but if you didn't do this, what would you do in life?
Painting houses, because it's just easy to, it's relaxing to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So Skip, if people had to find you online, how do they find you?
At Skip Sanchez.
That's on Instagram.
Yeah.
What's your Facebook?
Facebook, I think it's Skip Sanchez.
Skip, I appreciate you, bro.
Nah, thank you.
I'm glad you're here. We can chop it up. We hang out, man.
No, I was really happy with the way this came out. And, obviously with K Daddy's work, I mean, you have to step it up when you're working with, a legend like him, you know what I like about him the most? Super humble. Yeah. Well, that's what it's about, man.
Yeah.
You know what? Same thing, man. It's like, I'm no different than anybody else. You know what? I just love doing what I do, and I just enjoy doing it. And it's good when you can connect with people the same way, and you don't have to pretend to be nobody. You know what? You become brothers, and so I've always, like I said, he's inspired me. Just getting, since I've been worked here, and I've always just, it's funny because we can, he knows my creative mind and I know his, and he just always lets me run free with it though. So it's always been good.
That was those. Skip, if you had an advice for anybody that's trying to get into,
what I mean,
into what you've done these last 20 years, like what would you give any future artist?
But I think just to connect with other artists that are doing it, and I mean, and if they really want to learn, put the time into respect it for one, and always, I think in any medium, always go back to the history, always go back to where it started and respect that, because there's forefathers that came and that's the reason why we do. And that's the same thing in when I did graffiti. Like, you know what, I knew those who started it. You know, I knew where it came from, and I respected it. And it's the same thing with tattooing, knowing the history of it. Same thing with custom painting or pinstriping, knowing the history. And I mean, the good thing with the internet and social media, man, I mean, you can look up stuff. It's easy to like want to learn stuff, you'll find it. But when you're doing, you know, when you're working with an artist, you know, and you get to watch them or hands-on, just be respectful, you know, and let them know, like, hey, I like, you know, I mean, get to know the artist, and not just come up to them and be like, hey, I want to learn what you're doing right off the back, or you don't even know them. Like, develop that rapport with that, you know, with that artist, and show that you really want to, you know, you really want to learn something, you know. But as long as you always respect the craft and respect the history, then and put in the work, then you're gonna get some work, you know.